Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm back. It's Sass. I was just jumping on here real quick to give a quick review on this past episode's Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6, episode 3 review. I actually am debating going back and forth on whether or not I want to review this show because, to be honest, Love and Marriage Huntsville, I only started watching Love and Marriage Huntsville because of two things. One, Martell was fine. I was like, oh, who is this? He is fine, 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 fine. He ain't shit, but he fine. Okay. And two, which really was number one. Um, I loved the idea of black couples in real estate getting together, making money, creating opportunities, building homes, developing areas. I really love stuff like that, being productive, being positive, um, and building on to something and showing us something a little bit different than what we're generally used to seeing on reality TV. That was the only reason that I watched Love and Marriage Huntsville. I started, and I've become, a fan of the show over the years. But I am slowly slipping away from being a fan of this show. The drama is really ridiculous and out of control, and the most I think that I get irritated the most is usually with Martell and Melody and their divorce drama. We all know divorce and breaking up is not easy. There's usually one person that's not ready to let go, one that is, and there's a tug of war. It's even worse when kids are involved. Emotions are not gone just because they should probably be gone. They're not. It takes time to fall out of something with someone, just like it took time to fall in. So with Melody and Martell last season, Melody aggravates she aggravates me so bad, so bad. I can't stand her. I would never be friends with her. I think she's selfish. I think that she is. I think all the friendships that she has in her life are for her benefit and hers only. I don't think she understands the idea or the gist of being a friend to another woman. I just think she's an awful person, and watching how she treats people and talks to people is just too much for me. I would never tolerate it, but that's probably why I don't know her, why I'm not on the show. Um, I think she's used to having her ass kissed, especially because Carlos King is head over heels in love with her, and it's clear she is his favorite. I can't deal with Melody. So it's a push for me to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville because of her. And again, because of her and Martell's consistent drama. I'm tired of Martell spending every season begging her to get back or trying to prove to people that she's garbage. I'm tired of her talking about the stuff that he does because I personally think she likes the attention. She may not want Martell back, but I personally think she likes the attention because there's a lot of things that if she was serious about not wanting Martell around, certain things that she could do that she doesn't do. And I'm just sick of both of them. So you're not going to really get me talking about Martell and Melody because at this point, I kind of wish they would just put another couple in and phase them out until they work through their issues and get it together and then come back when they have gotten themselves together. I just can't do another season of them bickering and fighting, and I'm certainly not about to review anything unless I think it's worthy of it. I didn't review the first two episodes because they were slow. Didn't really care. But this one kind of moved me a little bit to chorus, so I did kind of want to jump on and record um my thoughts on this Saturday's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And keep in mind, it comes on Saturdays at 9 on the OWN channel, for those that don't know. Um, there's a couple things that happened in this episode that I am going to talk about. I think it was three things that really kind of stood out this episode. One being the conversation that Letitia and her cousin Keke had in the gym. So they were carrying on a conversation that they were finishing conversation they started last week. We got to see how that ended. I wanted to also comment on Marsau and Tisha's business arrangement and their marriage. That bothered me. And then lastly, the scene where they were where they were at the spa, and Tiffany brought up Keke and her messiness, and what type of person she really truly is, to be the person that she was to her cousin, and to treat her cousin the way she did. Hold on for a second, guys. I'm sorry. I just did something, just touching stuff. Okay, so those three were things. Those three scenes actually popped out to me, and those are the ones I'm going to talk about. So I'm gonna start with Keke and Tisha first. I call the whole conversation bullshit. Now, it could just be that I am at my breaking point with people who do things that are vicious or malicious. They fully know exactly what they're doing. They are intentional. Um, they are bringing out characteristics about themselves. So it could be jealousy, it could be hate, it could be, whatever the case may be. But people who intentionally go and talk about somebody, and here's the thing, I get being mad with someone. Okay. I totally get that. And when you're mad, you're gonna talk some shit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. I've done it myself where I've been mad at my friends. I don't really do it too much anymore, but I've done it in the past where I have been mad with my girlfriends, or mad at my dude, or mad at my kids, and I talk some junk. Okay. I might talk about how they get on my nerves. I might talk about the situation and how I feel and my interpretation of the situation, and how I don't understand how they're not getting what they're doing. Like, I'm going to talk some shit. I'm just not even going to sit here and lie to you. Okay. We all generally do. We all going to spew and get some things off our chest because we're angry, right? We're upset. We're frustrated. We're disappointed. Valid. Okay. But when you take it farther than just being frustrated to now the point where you feel as if you want to assassinate someone's character, you want to tear someone down, you want to destroy someone, and you're willing to do that by exposing information that is personal, that person came in and trusted you with. You decide that you want to now go and spread it around and tell everybody, almost as if, as a defense as to why, this person is this, this is how this person is. And it just goes from being angry to now you just want to tear someone down and rip someone apart. That type of stuff I have no tolerance for in my life at this point. None whatsoever. Like, if you can get that angry with me, that when, again, I can understand you calling me a bitch, or you saying I'm stupid. Like, I get it, you mad, whatever. But if it gets to the point now where I done been all those things, and now on top of that you decided to go in the vault and start pulling out stuff, and telling people my business and saying things and lying, or telling even truths, about me, in order to tear my character down and give people the impression that I'm some nasty, horrible person, just to tear me down and to build you up and make you look good, especially if you're doing it to play to a relationship, or a friendship that you want, like Keke did in the respect of Melody, I'm done. That's where I draw the line. Okay. There's no coming back from that with me. Okay. I don't care if Jesus himself sat down and gave you therapy and blessed you, and you've become a completely different person. Once you display that type of negativity, or that type of, that you're that type of person, I'm done with you. Okay. It will never be, there will never be a friendship. Things will never be the same. I will never trust you again. I am thoroughly done, because to me that is just completely unnecessary and very telling of the person that you really are. Okay. Keke did exactly that. Got with Mel, had an attitude with Tisha, was mad at Tisha, and honestly, because she was upset that Tisha separated herself, because at the time Keke was going through some bullshit and was on some bullshit with the drugs and all that other stuff. And Tisha separated herself. This is just the gist of what I understood from the conversation they had yesterday. Pretty sure there's more to the story, but for the most part, Tisha said that she needed to separate herself. And I get it. Like, it comes to a point where you're just doing too much, you're starting to be self-destructive, or you're not getting anywhere. I can't continue to keep being there for you. I'm gonna have to pull myself aside because you're gonna drag me along, and I don't want to be dragged along into your foolishness. If it's what you want to do, fine. But I'm about to go over here and have a seat. And when you get yourself together, you come find me. Okay. So I get it. I get Tisha, and I get why she did what she did. But for Keke to get that upset with her and have that much anger, which I don't personally think that's all that there is to it. I think there's some jealousy. As a matter of fact, I think there's some deep rooted issues with Tisha and her family, her mother, all of them. I think there is some jealousy. I think there is some envy. Tisha is successful. Tisha is a businesswoman. She's married. She's got a lot more. She's come from a particular background that she no longer represents, that most of her family still does. So I think there's some strife and some mess going on within the family, and Keke is part of that. And rather than, I get her being friends with Mel. I don't think that if she had a relationship with Mel, and because Tisha and Mel fell out, that she should stop being Mel's friend. But I also don't think that she should have given up her loyalty to her cousin in preparation or to try to win over a friendship with Mel. So it's almost like Mel had beef with Tisha, and now all of a sudden she decided to side with Mel and go against her cousin. And I think that's just disgusting. And I know Keke and Tisha had a conversation, and to me, it appeared as if Keke was getting it, but I don't think Keke got it. I don't think Keke cares really. I think she'll do it again. I think at the end of the day, she's got a spot on the show, and she wants to try to look like she's smoothing things over with her cousin, and that she cares. But at the end of the day, she doesn't. And I'm going to talk about why in a few minutes when we talk about that spa, because she went from being one way in that gym into something totally different at that spa. And that is the person that we saw at that spot is Keke, and that's the Keke that was rocking with Melody. And I'm hoping that Tisha paid attention to that, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So I call bullshit on the scene that they had at the gym. But did y'all notice something? I wanted to point this out real quick. I don't know what Letitia is doing with her body. I don't know if she got in the gym and she has just gotten her body together at the gym, or if she's gotten a BBL. I don't know. But do y'all realize that Tisha's butt got bigger this season than it was last season and seasons prior? Like, she's never been a bad looking woman. She's got a nice body. She's a beautiful chocolate girl. She's actually my favorite on the show. Actually, my second favorite, because Kimmy is my favorite. I think Tisha is beautiful, but I just noticed that butt was buttoned at that gym when they left. That butt was popping, and I don't remember it popping like that last season or even the prior seasons. It may have been popping like that last season, but it certainly wasn't popping like that seasons before, in the first two seasons when they first started. She didn't have all that butt. So I don't know what she's doing, if she's in the gym or if she just got some surgery done. I don't know. She looks good, but I just happened to notice that there was no reason. I just happened to notice that she's got a little butt going on back there. Um, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the conversation that she had with her husband. In regards to the fact that Marsau has hired someone to work for Scolt, and Tisha is the owner, and he is co-owner or president or whatever. And he hired someone that he did not talk to her about. He didn't inform her that he was going to hire anybody. And not only did he hire this person, but he just moved this person into her office and kicked her out the office. And now she doesn't have a space in her business that she owns with her husband. Actually, she owns, but she doesn't have a space in her own business that she owns to work. This person has moved in. This person has set up shop, has hung degrees, has gotten comfortable. Like, this person's going to be there. And I mean, if they're hanging degrees, they're going to be there, right? They're hanging the degrees on the wall. They're going to be there. It bothers me terribly, the relationship that she has with Marsau. Um, I think Marsau is funny at times, but I couldn't possibly close my eyes and imagine being married to somebody like him. He's very misogynistic. He is very he's old school. And he, to me, doesn't have respect for Tisha. Do I think he loves her? Yes. I just don't think he has respect for her. And when I say he doesn't have respect for her, I don't think he has respect for her brain and contributions or faith in her to be able to be a business partner and to step outside of the role of mother and into the role of being a business partner. I don't think he respects her, and quite as kept, I don't think he respects women. Period. In business, I think that he has misogynistic views where he feels like that's not a place that women belong in business. We're supposed to be doing other things, and I don't personally think he has respect or faith in her. And I also personally believe the man is mentally abusive to her because he's constantly talking down to her and talking to her as if she's the idiot, right? And she doesn't understand what she's supposed to be doing, or she doesn't understand the rules. Like his whole explanation of her being the owner and him being the president, and the breakdown of the football team where the football owner and the football player, he hires the football player to play football. You don't see the owner playing. Like, no, that doesn't even make any sense, because yes, the owner of the football team is the owner of the football team, but the owner of the football team gets to make decisions and still is involved in the daily operations of his football team. He's just not owning the football team and sitting back and drinking a beer and coming to the games. He's also very much so involved in the hiring and the firing and the day-to-day operations that go on with the football team. So sitting there telling Tisha that her being the owner, he didn't come to her. He didn't feel he needed to, because that's not her responsibility, because he's the president. He handles the operations and not her. And the way he spun that to make it make sense, but really it didn't make sense. And he knows who he's talking to. He knows that he can talk to her and she's not going to catch on. Anybody else catches on. And he knows he can talk to her and spin that bullshit. He's the king of pointing at a pile of shit and convincing you that it's molasses cookie dough. But you can see and smell that it's shit. And Marsau is the king of that crap. He's king of talking in circles, king of creating his parables that don't make any sense, trying to tie one thing into the other, and it does not make sense. It does not match. It does not link. He is the king of that, and it drives me absolutely crazy. And it's hard to sit and watch him have a conversation with her, because she not, like I said, she's not stupid, but he has a way of being able to kind of manipulate her, and he always gets it. He always wins at the end of the day. And it's hard to watch her consistently struggle for him to take her more serious, when it comes down to the business aspect, and her wanting to step outside of the role of mother, of stay-at-home mom, and do something else. He's not respectful of that at all. And I really absolutely don't know how much longer Tisha can put up with this. I'm a little different. I don't like for people to play in my face and make me feel like I'm stupid. That is one thing that will make me slap you. I just, for some reason, I just feel like I should hit people when they do that. Like, you can't tell me that it's raining outside when I'm looking out the window and the sky is blue and the sun is out and there's no water falling from the sky, but you're telling me it's gray and it's raining, and you're sitting here trying to manipulate me into believing that it's raining and playing with my intelligence. I'm going to end up slapping you. People like him, I can't even be around. I have to get up and leave because I will hit you. I can't do it. I can't. So nonetheless, it's painful. It's hard for me to sit and watch them discuss business stuff, and her trying to insert herself and trying to be involved in business, and he just won't let her. He doesn't respect her. He doesn't want her there. And really, honestly, the conversation he had with his father went in one ear and out the other, when the dad was saying, listen, you got to take some time and start paying attention to your family. Like, we've been seeing and hearing people tell Marsau this for all 6 seasons he's been on this show, and not one, he does a little bit and he goes right back into doing what he wants to do, because in my opinion, he's selfish. It's his goals that he's focused on, not the family's goals, not him and Tisha's goals. It's his goals. It's what he wants. He's focused on him and him only. That's why he won't stop. He's not going to stop until he accomplishes what he wants. He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if what he wants and his goals and him being so focused means his family is going to suffer. He doesn't work. That's not a big deal. He know they're not going nowhere. He knows Tisha not gonna go nowhere. He can put up listen to her mouth. He can appease her every now and again. But the man is selfish. That man is gonna do what he wants to do, and his family comes second and third to his goals and to what his vision and to his success. Mind you, you never hear him say that what him and Tisha want together. It's all about him. And he thinks that what he's doing is going to be is what the family wants, when really it's not necessarily the case. He is selfish. He's going to do what he wants to do at all costs, by any means necessary. And I just don't know how she could stand being married to that man, but I digress. That's why he ain't my husband. And I'm not marrying anybody like that. Like, if I have to be married to a Marsau, I'd rather be single. Just keep me by myself, okay? Because I just can't do it. If I had to choose between a Martell and Marsau, I would take Martell. I know Martell cheats. I would take Martell over Marsau. I just can't do that mentally abusive, manipulation, condescending type relationship. I just can't. Because he'd end up like hurt. Like, seriously, I just couldn't do it. And we'd end up divorced anyway. Lastly, I'm gonna get into the spa. Now I'm in a I'm not ready to love. I'm in a love and marriage Huntsville. I think I'm in two discussion groups. And so I see what people are saying. And most of them, say you've got your millimeters, you got the people who are team Mel. It don't matter what Melody does, they right or wrong or indifferent, they gonna ride with her. And you've got the people who are team Tisha, you've got the people who are team Kimmy, you've got the people who are just in the middle, who just watch the show and just enjoy the show and it's not that serious. I fall in the people who watch the show and it's not that serious, right? We're gonna comment, but the show went off an hour ago. We move on with our lives. But you got people who literally will go back and forth arguing with you and will cuss your ass out over Melody. Crazy. The group gets to be a little ridiculous at times, but nonetheless. My thoughts on the spa day. I can't stand Tiffany. Okay. Tiffany is another type of person I can't stand. Tiffany can't go nowhere and just sit down and enjoy a moment and enjoy the people that she's around without creating some type of drama. She's pot stir. She's dramatic. I mean, she's always creating drama. She's always starting conversations that don't nobody that nobody even needs to be having. Nobody thinking about. She's always creating some shit, right? And people like Tiffany just aggravate me because there's got to be you're never going to hear Tiffany talk too much about what's going on between her and her husband that look like Barry White with them big old hips. um you're not going to hear her talk too much, and really quiet as kept. She's going to probably be bringing more of the drama, and we probably might get more of her and Lewis this season because they actually were not slated to come back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, but she got pregnant, and so now there's a storyline there. But this messy stuff that she does, I think I'm just kind of over it. And I'm not over it just with Tiffany, but I'm over it across the border. Like with every show, I'm so sick of there always being somebody that has to start drama, has to stir the tea, has to stir the pot. I'm just sick of it. Like, it's just misery to me. If you can't get around people and have a good time and just sit back and kick your feet up and get your glass of wine, get your little piece of food and just relax without starting some shit, at some point I'm going to start to lend myself to believe that you are miserable, because it's just not. And that's what Tiffany does, right? She's the drama. Like, she's always going to start some shit. And I loved how Melody curbs her. I loved how Melody was like, girl, we not about to talk about this. And I hate that Tiffany didn't read the fact that nobody wanted to talk about it. They were trying to relax. It's a spa. They're at the spa. And she's steady trying to bring up the Keke stuff. And that part I hated. I hated that she did it there. I hated that she did it in that moment. Okay. Very inappropriate. Totally tone deaf. Totally unable to read the room and realize this is not the time and place for that. However, I will commend her for what she said, because it's what I think. Okay. I have a hard time letting things go. Okay. And when I see some fuck shit, I'm probably gonna be the same way. Like, I know y'all ain't got me sitting in this room with this girl after everything that we saw her do last season. And y'all got me sitting up in this room with this girl, Keke Ken, on a supposed to be a spa day, relaxation, girl bonding. And you got me sitting up in here with this chick. And Tiffany has every right to say, I don't want to be around her. I don't want to be around nobody that could do something like that to their own cousin. Because if you could do that to your cousin, God only knows what you'll do to me, and I ain't family, right? And it was terrible. So I understand Tiffany's thought process. Like, why y'all got me sitting around this bitch? What is going on? The fuck? Why do y'all have her here? How we get here? After all of the mess that she did and after everything that came out at the reunion, we sipping wine and getting massages with her? Where we do that at? So I got it. I hate, again, I hate that Tiffany picked that particular time, but I get it. Like, that's the probably the only time you're gonna see me agree with Tiffany and have her back. I would have said the same thing, honestly. How are we doing this? You came for your cousin. Like, we was all there when you did it. And I don't believe Tiffany was actually at the party. I think Tiffany heard about it. Or no, I think Tiffany was at the party. And it was too much. And then Keke, so getting back to what I said, Keke being at the gym versus Keke being at the spa was two different Kekes. We got a humble Keke at the gym, but we got a cocky ass. We got the regular ass Keke at the spa when when Stormy said that the two, her and Tisha look alike. She was like, she better, yeah, she look like me. She better be glad that she could look like me. That's an honor to look like me. That was dig number one. And Tisha was doing exactly what I probably would have been doing, which would have been like looking at her like, what is going on? What you mean? What you trying to say? I would have been doing the same thing. And then when they got when it was Kimmy, Tisha, and Keke in the spa room, and before Stormy and Melody and Tiffany came over, because Stormy heard her name being mentioned several times. Keke and Kimmy were talking, and Keke was telling Kimmy that Kimmy was wrong for having gone back and told Tisha what she said, because she then, all the accountability that she took at the gym, she threw right out the damn window, because she said, well, they blew it out of proportion. It wasn't that serious, and it wasn't for them to go back and tell you. So Kimmy said, and I'm paraphrasing, you were wrong, but we are the ones that we were supposed to be quiet and not say nothing to her while you was talking about her and dogging her. We weren't supposed to go back and say nothing. And Keke was like, yep. See, that's right there. I hope Tisha was paying attention why you shouldn't let her back in. That wench ain't learned not one piece of lesson, and she gonna throw your ass under the bus again. She's just not a good person. Cousin, no cousin, family, no family. There's no effing way. After that scene, after me seeing her act up like that, I would have been done with Keke. I would have been done. We'd have been right back to where we was before. Like, I'm good. We ain't doing nothing else, because you already showing me you getting in front of everybody, you flexing, and now you acting totally different than you did at the gym, which lets me know you're manipulating me. You're trying to manipulate me into giving you what you wanted so you can get back over here and act a goddamn fool. And I'm not even about to do this with you. I was totally shocked that Keke just kind of took no accountability. So what she said at the gym and what she was saying at the spa, now she flexing, now she talking big, and y'all was the one that did it. Y'all started this, and y'all was wrong, and took no account. It almost reminded me of Latasha Scott. Like, there's no accountability. It's everybody else's fault. You didn't want information to come back to Tisha. You just shouldn't have opened your mouth and talked about it. Like, I don't understand why that's not rocket science. The problem is nobody would have carried anything back to Tisha to tell if you wasn't running your mouth in the first place. That's your cousin. So when Mel decided to start talking about her, you should have shut that conversation the fuck. I wish you would get around me and start talking about my cousins. I wish you would. Hey, I don't care what my cousins did. What you not gonna do is get around me and start talking about my cousins. My blood? Oh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. My cousin, I don't give a good goddamn if my cousin did exactly what she did. I wish you would think you could get comfortable to get around me and start talking about any of my cousins. I just, where we do that, how comfortable, what kind of person you think I am that you're going to sit around and talk about my cousins? Again, I don't even care if me and my cousins ain't cool. You're not gonna sit around and talk about my cousins. Like you, Melody started running her mouth talking about your cousin, and you just got in there and was like, "Girl, let me tell you some more stuff." Because, girl, you know she over there lying. Because I can't believe you would do something like that to your own cousin. That was allegedly your best friend, right? Y'all was cousin best friends, and because you was going through some foolishness, and she decided to separate herself from you and the foolishness, you get an attitude and decided to go join with Melody, who was her enemy at the time. She's big beefing with, she's still big beefs with, and align yourself with her and side with her and continue to give Melody the fire and the fuel that she needed to further believe and support the idea that Tisha ain't shit. Like whatever Melody was feeling about Tisha, you gave her more ammo because, of course, you're her cousin, so you know more than Melody does. You gave her more ammo. You fed her more, and now that that blew up in your face, you want to come back and apologize and try to get back in good. And now y'all cousins and y'all family and you love each other. Nah, miss me with that. Miss me with it. Miss me. You and Mel could both go to hell as far as I was concerned if I was Tisha. Mel wouldn't have been at that spa day either. I don't personally feel that Tisha is wrong in how she feels about Melody because I think Melody is a piece of shit human being. And I don't think she has the ability to be a friend to any woman. She's nasty. She's selfish. She's manipulative as well. And I totally team Tiffany on this one. On this one, I probably won't ever say that again. But in this moment, I'm team Tiffany. Again, I disagree with how Tiffany did it. I disagree that Tiffany should probably have waited till they did something else. I disagree with the fact that Tiffany was trying to start conversations with other ladies and gossip about it. But I totally am here for her bringing it up. And again, they only came in that room because Stormy started hearing her name. They were talking so loud that Stormy started hearing her name because Stormy is the reason the whole conversation got started in the first place. But I am totally team Tiffany here. Keke is wrong. Keke is so wrong. And it's just the nerve, the unmitigated gall, the nerve that you have to come and sit amongst us and chill like you ain't just get done doing what you was doing a year ago to your own cousin, and now I'm looking at you funny because you a fucked up person. You ain't right. And then you got the nerve to get an attitude and start talking big. And the only reason you doing that is because what they saying is right. You ain't shit. And there's no reason in the world that Tisha should still be dealing with you. There's no reason you should be sitting amongst us chilling, being that damn messy. And honestly, quiet as it's kept, Mel shouldn't have been there either. But I understand they're trying to get Mel and Tisha to get back cool. I get it. Mel ain't going nowhere. This is her show, especially because Carlos King loves the shit out of her. And Tisha is on the show. They're going to have to figure out how to play nice at some particular point in time and bring some type of closure to whatever it is that they're going to find a middle, going through, find a middle ground, stick there and move on for the sake of the show because people are tired of watching Mel and Tisha blow up and beef. And I'm one of them. So I get it. But Keke, nah, sis, you can miss me. You can go straight to hell. With gasoline draws on, sis. You ain't right, and you know you're not. And now you're trying to slither and skin and grin your way back. How do you even do that? Like after you done did somebody like that, how do you even fix your face to want to try to put that friendship back together? Or to cut the fact that y'all cousins like, how do you even fix yourself to want to do something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just different. I just couldn't do that. I mean, I'll probably apologize because I know me, I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. I do some shit, then I know I'm wrong. I'm gonna apologize. But I don't even think if I felt that type of way about somebody, because it's deep down inside of you for you to act like that towards somebody, I would even try to get back cool with you after I done went and tried to assassinate you and tell all your damn business and side with your enemies. I don't even know if I could bring myself to even try to put something back together because I just know I'm dead ass wrong and I wouldn't want to be friends with me. So why would I expect somebody to take me back? I just don't even understand the gall you would have to even want to go and have a conversation about reconciling and putting things back together. And then you up in there talking big. Like you wasn't just humble 15 minutes ago. It was fake. It's the fake accountability. It's the fake conversation. And Tisha, I hope if you got any sense, honey, and I know you got some, don't take your cousin back in. Like, get to a point where you and your cousin are cool. So when y'all go to the cookouts, ain't no fighting, ain't nobody throwing no potato salad, ain't nobody throwing ribs. But please don't pull this girl back in. She is not for you. And she does not love you. No, she may love you. She don't care about you. She don't respect you. And personally, I feel like Tisha has a lot of people like that around her in her family, including her husband. And I just feel sorry for her because there's people around her that think she's stupid, that don't take her serious, they don't respect her. And I just feel bad for her. I really do. That's probably why she's my second favorite. It's only two that I like. It's Kimmy and Tisha. Tisha could act stupid though. I will give her that. I will say that. She does act a little slow. But I don't know. That's my review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm gonna try to do more of these. This was actually fun. It's Sunday. Sundays are the day when I kind of lay around all day taking naps, just chilling. And then somewhere around 6 o'clock, I get up and start meal prepping and getting ready for the week. But I usually spend Sunday on my couch, dozing in and out of consciousness. And I had some time, and I think that I'm gonna probably start doing these again. I'm also going to start throughout the week showcasing my wine, getting my wine business going. And next month it'll be paparazzi, so we'll start doing jewelry and wine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I see it's about 37 minutes long, so I didn't mean to go that long, but I did have some things to say. I hope you guys enjoy it. And let's see, I may come back and do another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I may not. It depend. I'm not planning on doing it weekly, but as things, move me to course with this show, I'll talk about it. But you already know I'm just so over the dramatics and the antics of this show that I just, I can't promise I'm gonna do every episode, but the ones that move me to chorus, where I feel like I just gotta talk, I'll be on. And I probably will do some other reviews of some other shows too, so I'll keep you guys posted. And what I'll do is just drop videos. I don't have time to really do lives, to schedule lives. So I think when I have a moment to do a video, I'll just do a video, drop it. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, please go to my YouTube channel. It'll be posted on my Facebook with this particular video. Please go to my channel, like and subscribe to it. I'm gonna start trying to build that up. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys have a good day and start your week off right. Get your week off, good. Get something positive flowing through the house. Get some good inspirational music. If you went to church this morning, great. Do something to pour into yourself today, self-care. And then get your mind revved up, set your goals, write them down, start thinking about what you want this week to look like and what you want to accomplish and what you want it to be. And then wake up tomorrow morning and get busy. I hope you guys have a good night.